Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Ryan Sage, Assistant City Attorney with the City of Sioux Falls Human Relations Office. Today we're here as part of our Compassionate Sioux Falls initiative. The initiative is designed to move our community from tolerance to acceptance. Each month we like to spotlight a business, organization, or individual that's fulfilling a need in our community. Today we have with us Tracy Veek from Project Warm Up. Tracy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Project Warm Up and when did you start this project?
Well, it started in 2006 when my daughter Caitlin was a junior at Lincoln High School, and we were trying to come up with an idea for a service project for her Key Club that she was a member of. And I had worked closely with the Office of Homeless Education through the school district in my previous job. And we knew that there was a need. Lots of kids, nearly 1,000 were identified as homeless in our school district each year. And so Caitlin decided that making fleece tie blankets would be something that would fulfill some need for those students.
So the first year that you started in 2006, how many blankets were you able to make and who helped?
Well, it was my husband and I, and Caitlin, and there were 19 of her friends were with her, and then our younger daughter as well. And we met at the Instructional Planning Center, and we made 100 blankets that first day. But then when word got out about it, 112 additional blankets were sent in to us, and so we were able to distribute 212 blankets that first year.
From that first year when you started the project, what was kind of the mission or the vision of the project?
You know, the whole thing was just to let some kids out there in need, maybe because of living in poverty or being homeless, or maybe there was another factor that was causing some stress in their lives. We just wanted to let them know that there were people out here in their community that cared about them and wanted to give them something warm that they could call their very own. And when they wrapped themselves up at night, they'd know that somebody out there in Sioux Falls cared about them.
You mentioned that you and your original group made 100 blankets, and that word got out, more blankets were made. What types of organizations or other community members assist and have assisted throughout the years?
Well, over the course of the years, there's a lot of church youth groups and Bible studies that make blankets. The student councils from our elementary, middle, and high school students, and not just in Sioux Falls, but beyond. The Baltic Student Council has been attending Project Warm Up for the last several years, as well as students in Canton T and in Lenox. And so that's wonderful. Sports teams make blankets, and different students have hosted birthday parties. Instead of asking for a gift, they ask everybody to bring some fleece, and they make tie blankets, and they provide those to us through Project Warm Up, which is absolutely wonderful.
It's great to see the younger kids get involved, and they can see the real tangible product at the end of what they've done.
Right.
What partnerships have you created, and what other organizations do maybe you assist with throughout the year?
Well, every year we get a list from each school about how many blankets they need around the holiday time, but then also we ask them to keep a list for students. Maybe they've recently been placed in foster care, or maybe their family lost their home to a fire or flood or eviction. Maybe they lost a loved one, a parent, or someone that was close to them, or just for any reason. Maybe they're going through some other emotional thing besides the poverty piece that they could use a nice blanket as a pick-me-up or something to let them know that somebody out there cares. We also have partnered with Habitat for Humanity so that every time a family earns the keys to their house and we get to go to the home dedication and be a part of that, and every family member gets a blanket as well. We were able to send some blankets up to Nightmute, Alaska because of a connection that one of the parents in my school had with someone that teaches there. We've been able to give them to all the agencies in town. Edison Middle School makes a blanket for every student that is at the Heartland House, as well as every student that's enrolled in our English immersion program over at Jane Addams. And so lots of different partnerships have formed, and lots of different people are making blankets, and that is a wonderful thing because there's a lot of great conversations that you can have while you're making a blanket with someone.
Tell me a little bit about the chemo care bags.
Oh, yes. That was started by Rachel Schultz, who works at Rosa Parks Elementary. And she had gone through watching all three of her grandparents go through chemotherapy, and she decided that she was going to take some 31 bags, that's a brand that she happens to be a consultant for, and put a blanket and things like chapstick and activity books and pens and snacks and a water bottle and gum and some of those things inside a bag, so that when a person has to go and sit through their chemotherapy, they can just pick up this bag, take it with them, and then they have some of those comforts right there at their fingertips. And we are absolutely thrilled to be able to provide the blankets to Rachel so that she can focus her fundraising efforts on the other things that go into the bags.
Absolutely. What about Hugs for Hadley?
Hugs for Hadley. That one is one that I did not know Hadley's mom before I read about Hadley on Facebook. And so we were able to take a blanket. I had a really cute red puppy blanket, and I read that there was a fundraiser for Hadley. She had been diagnosed with aplastic anemia, which I knew nothing about, but I know a lot more about now. And we were able to take that blanket down, and I met her mom at a fundraiser they were having at the Canton Sunshine grocery store, and was able to hug her mom and hand her a blanket and just tell her that people were thinking about her and Hadley. And over the course of the year, of course, there was a lot of prayers that were sent to that family, and Hadley had a blood transfusion and spent many months in the Children's Hospital in Minnesota while the rest of her family was here in Canton. Her older sisters were going to school down there. And Hadley, unfortunately, lost her battle the day before her third birthday this past June. But her mom had said, you know, that blanket meant so much to Hadley, and I still have that blanket now that I can reach comfort from. And she said that she wanted to make some deliveries in honor of Hadley and through Project Warm Up. And so she has delivered blankets to people in the hospital at Sanford's Castle and in Canton and other areas too. And so she has been just such a great partner to have, because she's reaching out there and she knows she's doing it in honor of her wonderful little girl.
Absolutely. You talked originally about 100 blankets that first year. How is 2016 going and beyond?
Well, you know, there's been 15,000 blankets over the last 10 years. This past weekend, we were able to box up 1,600 blankets and get them to the schools. We're still collecting blankets, which is wonderful because we still have a need at the Children's Inn and Child Protection Services and the Division of Social Services and a couple more schools that we want to get blankets to. And so there's still some donations of fleece and already made blankets that have been brought to the school, which is wonderful because we still have places for them to go. Plus, we always like to have a few on hand for those things that might happen throughout the course of the year.
If someone is looking to help, how are they able to make contact with you, and what can you use for assistance?
Yeah, you can reach me at Sonia Sotomayor Elementary School, and right here in Sioux Falls. And we are taking donations of funds, we're taking donations of fleece. We need volunteers still to make blankets. If you want to come pick up some fleece from me and then make some blankets and bring them back, that's wonderful too. We will accept blankets year-round because the need is definitely year-round.
Sounds great. Well, thank you very much. They're very soft, very
Yeah.
comforting, and I can see how they fulfill that need for many people in our community.
Sure.
If you want more information about Compassionate Sioux Falls, it's siouxfalls.org/compassion or #CompassionateSF, or you can call 367-8745.